At this point, Avs fans mostly fall into one or two categories. Either you're not worried about anything, you don't really care about this part of the season, or you're in full-on panic mode. Avs lose to the Winnipeg Jets 4-1.
Alex Newhook!
Oh boy.
Whoa!
The reality is, you probably should be somewhere in the middle. You shouldn't be completely nonchalant about everything and totally unworried, but also, when you look at the context, you shouldn't be that worried either. The reality is, yes, the Avs are stuck in neutral, and that is a little bit concerning, but at the same time, that is unfortunately also by design. Now, on a game-by-game basis, if you look at any one of these last 4 games in a vacuum, you should be disappointed. You as a fan have a right to be mad that the Avs have not put in a quality effort. There's no doubt about that. There is no denying that. But when you look at the bigger picture, you have to understand that the Avs are kind of doing this, at least to a certain extent, on purpose. They're resting tons of players that have minor injuries so they can be healthy for the playoffs, and frankly, they're just not going 100% to rest the guys they even have in the lineup. Jared Bednar has gone on record saying that this team really doesn't care that much about the President's Trophy. They've made their decision. They've decided that they're not going to win it. They'd rather be as healthy and rested as possible going into the playoffs. A consequence of that is, unfortunately, that they've lost 4 games in a row with poor play. That isn't to say everyone's play is negative, though. Darcy Kuemper turned it right around in this game. I thought he played a great game. After a little bit of a concerning one the other night against Edmonton, he looked great through 2 periods, and even in the 3rd period where 4 goals went in, 2 of those were deflections, and you look at the way he stood up, made 40 saves on 44 shots. You have to be happy with that. So there's the Darcy checkbox. You're not worried about him anymore. The rest of the lineup, yes, they played poorly. I don't think there's any doubt about that, but I'm going to keep reminding you. No Landeskog, no Rantanen. That's 2 of your top 3 forwards. Do you know any team in the league that would look good missing 2 of their top 3 forwards? Not to mention Devon Taves, who is their second best defenseman. Arguably their top defensive D. If you ice the Avs' best starting 6, they'd be missing 3 of those 6 guys right now, and any team would struggle with that situation. Particularly a team that has nothing to play for, going up against teams that, for the most part, are fighting for their lives. So yes, it is disappointing on a game level. You want to see them play better. You know they're capable of better. But at the same time, when you look across the course of the season, the biggest worry I hear about people is that they won't be able to flip the switch. And I don't buy that at all. We've seen them game after game. When they need it, the switch comes on. They're just choosing not to flip it for the last 4 games. And I get it, the proof is in the pudding. You definitely want to see the Avs play a little bit better over these last 3 games, or at least have a game where they do flip that switch on just to prove they can still do it. But if you're asking me, I think they're going to get their guys back, they're going to be healthy, and they're going to go back to dominating. The game itself, there's not a ton to break down. Like I said, Darcy Kuemper played great through the first 2 periods. No goals were scored. The Avs, again, it was just a 60-75% effort from them. They really weren't pushing very hard, and they got kind of dominated. Darcy kept them in long enough that they could get the lead in the 3rd period with their only goal of the game. The Avs are able to get up through the neutral zone quickly, where Erik Johnson carries it all the way through and then just makes a nice feed off to Compher. You catch the Jets just being a little bit soft on their man coverage. Compher gets to walk right down the middle and puts a great finish. Glove side, getting Hellebuck to drop. And again, from here, with health, I think you probably see the Avs push even harder and continue to not just lock the game down, but expand their lead. Instead, in this game, the Avs are cruising around, and they give up 4 straight goals that we're going to run through rapid fire. A clean faceoff win leads to a point shot attempt. It hits multiple bodies on the way through and ends up in the back of the net. A nothing shot from the near point comes through, hits multiple bodies on the way through, and bounces out for an easy goal from the slot. A disastrously failed clear from Erik Johnson and Bowen Byram sees a turnover leave a man in behind the defense for a wide open goal from Kyle Connor. And a little set play off of a slow face-off gets a man wide open in the slot who puts a quality shot on it to bury the Avs. That was it. That was the end of the game. There's not a ton to mechanically break down here because the reality of the effort level here is that it was low. The Avs lost this game and the past couple because the effort level just isn't there. they can turn that effort level up. I think everyone knows they have more than this, and hopefully they still have that peak level to get to. So, if you want the Avs to look better, I think the thing you should be asking of them is try harder. I lean more towards the not too worried about it. Yeah, obviously you never want to see a team lose 4 in a row, but I'm still confident that when push comes to shove, they will try harder. That is the end of this game video review. Thank you for watching. Head on over to thednvr.com for all of our coverage. I am Rudo, and really though, these games do suck.
Avalanche time, come on, grab your friends. We're going to the playoffs again with Nate the dog and Gabe the babe. The fun isn't over yet, it is Avalanche time.